All right, YouTube, my name's Captain Crush. You already know the deal. If you're new here, smash the like, hit the subscribe button. I'm not gonna beg you, but it's doing the Lord's work. Do your part in the Lord's work. Everybody can do a little bit to get the Lord's work done. It helps your boy, the algorithm, etc., etc. Listen, I normally don't make videos on Saturday, but yesterday was such a banger that I thought I'd come back on here and bless the cord and bless the tube faithful with a banger of my own. Or at least I'm gonna try. But here's the deal. Since I didn't plan to do a video today, there's no script. There's never a script, but there's no... Let me show you. Let me just show you instead of talking about it. Let's go over here to my crispy notepad. Let's go, notes. The notepad never lies. Bang! 2, 3, YouTube. Do it all live because I didn't do any of it beforehand. I'm going totally off book here. I'm gonna dig through the dumpster live. Now, does that mean that I didn't take any plays yet today? Absolutely not. I have all my plays already locked in, but everything has been bumped up to high heaven. So now we got to find something new for the YouTube faithful, something that other people aren't talking about. We're gonna do it live. By the way, quick recap of yesterday. Kuminga points goblin, my play of the day. I'm on a 7-0 play of the day streak, baby. Cash Kuminga, cash Sabonis, Nick Richards and Bridges. I said either one of them needed to be considered if LaMelo was out. They got blown out of the gym, unfortunately. Chalk them both. Kevin Huerter, cash points. Durant soared over. Trae Young soared over. It was a great day all around, and I will talk about more of that later. But for now, let's get into this dumpster fire we call a slate. We got, 5 games today? All right, so as you know, I've been staying up later to try to lock in the early value like everyone else because normally I'm in bed by 11 or 12 and I miss the late night value, and then the next day I gotta wake up and I gotta find all the bumped lines and still find value. Well, it is what it is. The last couple days I've been able to stay up late and lock in the early value. Has it paid off? Well, yesterday my early value went 5 of 6, which I will discuss that later. But folks, let me just make this abundantly clear. If you'll indulge me for 5 seconds, the reason you're getting value by the lines before they're bumped is because it's not because they're community plays. It's not because of none of that matters. It's literally if you can look at a board and see a line that's not where it should be, i.e. Curry last night at 26.5 points, that's an automatic play. You know it's going to get bumped. You know that it's too low. It has nothing to do with community plays. It has nothing to do with any sportsbook value. It just is simple as this. When you've been doing this as long as I have, you can look at a board and it becomes looking like sheets of music, and it just sings to you, and you can know what's in the right place and what's in the wrong place, okay? And Curry yesterday at 26.5 points, or should I say last night, was just too low, so I lock him in knowing that the baseline should be 27.5, which is where it is today, and now I have a full point value. Does that mean you should go eat the bump on Curry? Well, that's a decision that you're gonna have to make, okay? Let's go over here to Outlier Bet right quick, which is my #1 research tool to use if you're interested. The link is in the description for 30 days free, baby. I suggest it. And if all else fails, use code Captain Crush or just Crush. It's one of those two. Now, Golden State Warriors, Atlanta Hawks. This game has potential to feed families. 1.5 point spread, 244.5 point total, my brothers and sisters in Christ. It's in the mix. I can't make it any clearer than that. It's in the mix. As is this Nets game and the 76ers game and the Kings and the Bulls. These are the games. In fact, all these games are in the mix except for this one. This is probably the one that I'm going to avoid like the plague, but the game that I like the most is obviously Warriors-Hawks. The only fly in the ointment, if you will, is that they're both on a back-to-back, and if neither team shows up, it could be a dud. But I'm going right over here, and I'm going to look at something very quickly. And I ain't talking about Emmanuel Quickly. You like that little dad joke, Emmanuel Quickly? That's garbage. What are you doing, kid? All right, so Trae Young assist line is at 11.5. Now, this is insanity, folks. 11.5 assists is insanity, but I gotta say, Trae's finally out of his slump. He's been cooking. I had him yesterday at 10.5. Over, cash it with the Durant 2-man, bang, and then I doubled down. I took it over again at 11, and now it's all the way up to 11.5. So you, my friend, have to make a decision. Look at this insight. You love to see it. Trae Young has exceeded 10.5 in 6 of his last 7 games. Now, I do not put a lot of weight into these trends. friends, this is what is called confirmation bias, okay? A lot of you folks don't know anything about anything, and that's why your boy here, Captain Crush, is here to help you. Confirmation bias is this. It's very simple. It's basically, if you already have an idea or you're already looking at something, you've already made up your mind, and then you go find a piece of news or data or anything to back up what you're already thinking, that is called confirmation bias. So if you already wanted to take Trae Young's assist at 10.5, and then you come and see this, you're going to confirm your initial bias to take the over. That, my friends, is confirmation bias, and it is something that you need to be considered and know what it is so that you can make sure and be self-aware of it, okay? There's also recency bias, which is how did he do yesterday, and then making a decision based on that. That's something else that there's so many biases that I could get into. I talk about these things in my live streams in my Discord, but I need to talk about them on YouTube as well. Anyways, he played them last season. It shows that he hasn't showed up yet this season, but we automatically know they're 19th in assists allowed, so Trae Young over 11.5 assists has to be considered today for your plays, okay? Again, look at his ceiling of 15. He had 15 here and 15 there. That's a high ceiling. His floor 6.5, okay? I've taken under on Trae at 11.5 before, and I don't mind you if you do want to take under. If I was you, I would try to go to a site like Chalkboard and hammer the alternate line at like 9.5. There may even be a goblin on PrizePicks for this. I'm not sure. Let's find out together. Like I said, I'm doing this live. I'm pretty sure Trae Young's points last night was at 26.5 too. My goodness, they bumped it all. Look at this. This is something that if you want to gamble, I know you D-gens on Saturday morning want to roll dice and chuck dice. That would be your gamble. You could take Trae Young. Hopefully he hits a ceiling game. The game should be crispy. On paper, that game is hitting, but you never know what's going to happen until we decide. We are betting on human beings at the end of the day. They don't have a goblin for his assists, but if you want to take the demon, it's only one more. Okay, this shows you how high this original line already is. Technically, we should probably be taking under here. Technically, okay, but I'm not doing it. I will have exposure to both of these, assist over here, and I will take over his demon too, just for the lulz and just for possibly a W. So Trae Young, with all that in mind, you just made the list. Yes, sir. And now, who was my play of the day yesterday, chat? Who was it? Let me hear you. Oh, it was Johnny. Yo, Johnny on the spot. Kuminga. Not Donnie, not Dante, but Johnny. Yo, Johnny. I took his goblin. I took his points. I took his demon. And he soared over all of it. Absolutely, the man respects coin, and I will be riding the Kuminga train until I'm forced off. I'm telling you guys, I sat right here in this chair, and I said right here on the video, if the man plays 35 minutes, he's soaring over. He played 37, 39, 43, 30. If Kuminga plays 35 to 37 minutes tonight in this matchup, oh yeah, we're putting it in the veins because he's hitting. I'm telling you, do not sleep on Kuminga. If the man is going to play 35 to 37 minutes, you have to consider him in all your contests. Now, we took him at 19.5, we took him at 21.5, and now he's all the way up to 22.5. So we are buying at the highest level. Technically, if we're going to be technically sound, you'd want to be taking less here because this is the highest Kuminga's line has ever been. So we're buying extremely high, and we don't want to do that. We want to buy low and sell high, but I cannot sell high on my boy Johnny. I won't do it. I'm going to ride that train. You want to know why, folks? Because I'm playing on house money. I've been on Kuminga the last 10 games he's been on this lake. Go through my YouTube thumbnails. He's been the play of the day like 3 or 4 times. I said I'm doing this live. I haven't made a thumbnail yet, and it might just be old Johnny Kuminga. I'm not sure yet. You think I won't use the same thumbnail back to back? Think again, because I will. Now, check the matchup. Power forward. They're ranked 30th. They're almost dead last. They are dead last. They're dead last in the league in points allowed to power forward. With all that in mind, we are taking Johnny Kuminga on his points. Now we have some options. We have some choices to make, folks. The question is, what do we take here? Do we be prudent? Do we take 22.5 points? Do we ride the full game? Do we take his fantasy score? Rest assured, his fantasy score's in play. Where's the goblin for old Kuminga? It looks like PrizePicks is tired of losing money, so we have to get rid of that. They don't have a goblin for him, so you can either take his fantasy score or you can ride that train one more time with your boy at 22.5 points. His PRA, this is what's up. The last 5 are green, and I normally don't like last 5 being green, but listen to me. The matchup could feed families. It's a great matchup, great spread. Everything checks out. Great point total. The read is sound. I don't care if he sells. Well, by God, he sells. I'm playing on house money, and Johnny Kuminga will be in the mix. I'll have exposure to all of it. PR, 36 fantasy score, PRA, 22.5 points. I'll have exposure to all of it. And I'm telling you, if he sells, don't at me in the comments, okay? Because he is due regression. But this particular matchup against the poverty Atlanta Hawks, I don't think that he's going to do it, okay? I don't think he's going to do it there. All right, I really don't. I don't think this is the matchup where he finds regression, okay? If he was playing the Timberwolves, then maybe I'd be singing a different tune. Now, I gave you my rant, I gave you my jip, I gave you my jive about Johnny Kuminga. You make the choice, you make the decision of what you're going to do. I ain't here to spoon feed you, kids. Now, from that same game, I talked about Curry. I got him in early. If you want to go back to his fantasy score, yesterday he did a lot of facilitating, a lot of rebounding, and not a lot of scoring. That's unusual for Curry. His fantasy score at 43 always needs to be considered. Same thing with old Draymond Green over here at 30. I don't like Draymond Green as much as the next guy. I can't stand Draymond Green as a person. I think he's a WWE character. He makes me laugh. But as far as anything else, when he comes to his court on the play, the reason I don't like him is because he's a walking, talking ejection, okay? And every time I got coin on him, he's getting ejected. And I ain't interested in that. Yo, Draymond, I need you to play a full game tonight because I will have some exposure to the man's fantasy score and his R plus A, his assists. Where's his R plus A at? It's gotten here at 14.5, I believe. Yes, 14.5. Both of these need to be considered for Draymond Green as well. Remember, this is the nut matchup, the de facto matchup. Now, moving on. I loved Kevin Huerter, but they bumped him up a full point to 12.5. If you want to take Kevin Huerter's Goblin at 9.5 versus the slow-paced Chicago Bulls, you can. Yesterday, I had Huerter's points. I had his Goblin. I had his original game line. He cashed both for your boy. Yesterday was a good day. Folks, what I've been telling people to do, I started something called the Daily Double. So let's just say for argument's sake, you took Trae Young's fantasy, okay, or Kuminga, either one. And if you put this with the Goblin and you pay it, you get 2.1x. That is what is called Daily Double. I'm not saying this is the Daily Double today. I'm just using it as an example. 2.1x, which is a double up. It's more than a double up, actually. And people that are betting $5 and $10, you may not be happy with that because you want to get rich overnight. It's funny that the people that want to get rich overnight are the ones that are betting the least amount of money. Isn't that funny? Doesn't it go hand in hand? It's all relative. It's all hilarious to me. But the fact is, you should be betting. So let's just say whatever your daily double is, let's just say your budget is you're going to spend 100 for the day. It's a nice even number. So you would bet 50 here, okay? Or you would bet if your budget's going to be $100 for the day, that's the max you're going to spend. You bet 50 on whatever your daily double is, you'll get back 50, 100% ROI. So then you can take that other 50 and you can do whatever you want with it. And now you have a free roll, especially if you're doing it right and using the two legs, which are whatever they are, whichever you choose. I'm not saying to use these two. Whichever ones you use, you should put them in a 5-man too. So let's just say you had 5 legs like this. These would be your anchors and then these would be your darts, whatever. That's how you build a slip. Whatever you're getting in your daily double, use the profits from that into your lottery tickets, which are your 5 and 6 leg slip, okay? I could have a whole video on slip building, but it's like I feel like I beat that horse to death and now I'm trying to move on. So let's go. Let's keep our feet firing. That Chicago Kings game is also a good one. Now, I don't like Chicago's side. I don't like the Kings side. I don't like it personally, but close spread, close high total, good teams, whatever. I talked about Kevin Huerter's Goblin. It needs to be considered. All the Kings lines are severely deflated, okay? Sabonis, Fox, Barnes, Huerter, all of those guys need to be considered, all right? Now, as far as the Nets game goes, the one guy that I'm probably just going to take is going to be Tyrese Maxey, 48.5 fantasy score. There's no Embiid. Tobias might sit. He came out the other day. He was at 30 points, 30.5 points. They bumped him up to 32.5. Now, it's too high of a bump for me to consider. It's in play, but I don't want to eat a 2-point bump when I know I missed out on value because I saw it at 30 and almost take it, and then they bumped it up to 32. So I will probably just take his fantasy score. He's always in the mix when Embiid's off the court. Embiid sucks up 38% usage rate, and then it transfers, it siphons over into Mr. Maxey, who will chuck and go up and down the court, and you never know, maybe he gets a few blocks and steals like Shai Alexander last night, getting 8 blocks and steals for 24 fantasy points when I had the under on his full game fantasy. You hate to see it. A point guard with 8 blocks and steals. That's just you can't script it, boys. That's 24 fantasy points. I promise you, if you had the over on him, he wouldn't be getting that. But Tyrese Maxey, he's in the mix. And then if you want a run back, you already know. You go to Cam Thomas, who's been bumped to high heaven. You can consider him as well, okay? I'm not going to go into any of that. If you want more of that, you can meet me in the live stream later today at 4:45 Central Time, the Lord's time zone, baby. Now, there's 2 more people that I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to close. I didn't want a long video, okay? I just wanted to get something out there for Saturday. You're in the bonus round. You're already playing on house money because Captain Crush has a video out on Saturday. It never happens. But before I do that, if you want more Crush, CaptainCrush.net gold package, bang, 83 cents a day, you cheapskates, and you get a daily double. You get my projection sheet. You get all my plays. You get access to the live stream, the cord, all of it. Every day you get projection model sheets that look just like this. The player, the fantasy point prediction, the player name, rebound, assist, turnover, block, steals, all of it to go through and make your own reads. But you can also see where I get my reads from. On top of that, you get access to the cord where I said I do my live streams. I give you my slips. I give you my playlist. And let's go see my daily prop playlist yesterday. I gotta see it. All right, this was yesterday at 1 a.m. What was my play of the day? The play of the day, Franz Wagner, 3.5 assists. This was literally my play of the day. The runner-up was Kawhi because it was a good matchup. Unfortunately, Kai didn't get there, but he wasn't my play of the day. He was runner-up. He almost made it, but it was Franz Wagner, 3.5 assists to cash. They then took that off the board, so I had to pivot, which I did to Johnny Kuminga, and he cashed. I usually give my play of the day for free on YouTube, guys. I'm not somebody that's a stickler trying to nickel and dime people. And then the part 1 pre-bump the night before Cook, Durant, cash, Trey, cash, Harden, sold, Joker, cash, and Wendell, cash. Nobody was talking about Joker yesterday. Everybody was afraid of the blowout. And what did Joker do? I think he had 30 R+A. That was a soul read on your boy because I know ball and I watch the freaking games. Nobody that watches basketball could deny Joker's more 21.5 R+A against the Portland Trailblazers. I don't know how anyone else wasn't talking about that prop yesterday. I feel like I'm on an island by myself. If you watch the games, it doesn't matter about models. It doesn't matter about the book value. Sometimes you can just look at the game and see the eye test and know it's going to be hitting. And then I released gut calls, which was Kuminga, 6.5 rebounds, 14.5 points will be the daily double, which they didn't have his points up at the time, which is why I hit the rebounds. He didn't hit his rebounds, but the main play I pivoted to was his points. James Harden, he sold, which I already talked about that. Sochan rebounds, cash. Sengun assists, cash. Kuminga points, cash. And then I had some more stuff that I talked about on the live stream, which everything had been bumped, so I was forced into value. That didn't really go that well. I did give out a couple winning slips, 2-mans on the live stream, which I usually do. I'm cycling through here trying to find my wall. Where is it at? Because I know it's here. I posted a lot of stuff yesterday. Okay, here's GOAT James. This guy's been hit or miss all the time. He went down the slip and tailed directly. This was the slip that I made last night, the night before. Trey, Cash, Durant, Wendell, Franz, Joker. He put them all on a 6-man, and Kawhi Leonard sold, unfortunately, but he still got 2x. What I tell you guys to do is whenever I post a 6-leg ticket, break it down into 1 or 2-mans, 3-mans, 4-mans, because if you hit 5 of 6, you can literally print money if you're taking them in 2-mans. So the play of the day, Wagner and Joker, Wagner and Carter, Wagner and Durant, Wagner and Trey, you would have printed money. That is what I do. So that's how I am able to get huge days when I do hit and when I don't hit. When the play of the day sells, it sucks, but normally it's a great thing. Here's Spartan with Durant and Trae Young. He liked those two himself as well. Here's Ron Kai, who literally got rid of Harden's rebounds and instead took less turnovers and smashed. Harden just didn't show up yesterday. Here's your boy right here. This was given out on live stream, cash. That was a live stream 2-man, cash. This was the 6-man that I had, double up. This was the other one. Look at this. Harden cost me a chance at 1,000. I'll take the double up though. This was my $100 flex play. This was my daily double. Unfortunately, Jalen Green didn't play the entire fourth quarter. It was a total blowout. They were up 30 at the freaking third quarter. It is what it is. Since I flexed it, I got 0.75 back, so it's only a net loss of 25. If I would have just stuck with Kuminga and Vince, it would have been 1.9x. I got greedy and wanted a little bit more, and instead, I ended up losing 25. This was another one that I made cash. Like I say, I take my 6-mans and I break them down into smaller slips. And then this was the first daily double that I posted. Daniel Gafford and Kevin Herter. 2x, bang, cash it. Let's go. So I hope I convinced you to at least give my Discord a shot, okay? You get 30 days for $25. If you don't like it, you can leave at the end of it. No hard feelings. If you want a free trial, deposit on Parlay Play, Sleeper, Chalkboard. Send me an email, links in the description, and I'll give you a 30-day free trial. Now, the last two guys that I want to talk about, I got to wrap this up. I have a meeting at 2:30, and as you can see, it's 2:38, and I'm late. It's LeBron James Goblin. If he has no minutes restriction, this is the best play on the board, period. I know it's a goblin, but you got to be prudent. 19.5 points. He's hitting this, okay? Unless the game gets completely out of hand, LeBron James is hitting 19.5 points. It's that simple. I'm not going to go into a deep dive because I'm out of time, but LeBron James Goblin, he will probably be the daily double anchor since there isn't one for Kuminga, and that'll be that. And then there was one more that I wanted to talk about. Where did he go? Where is it? I lost my train of thought because I'm a degen sometimes. Just kidding. It's Luka Doncic. And it's not his goblin. It's his full game. 38.5 points. What do we know about point guards and shooting guards versus the Bucks? They crush them. They shred them. They annihilate them. So we are going to target Luka if Kyrie takes a seat. If Kyrie's in the mix, you take under on this line because it's going to bump down to like 35 if Kyrie's in the mix. Now, you can take this for Luka over 38.5. Model projects him to go for 40. If you want to be prudent, you can take the goblin. Normally, I would be taking under on Luka, but because of the matchup, I cannot ignore it. I love that matchup. I'm going to ride that train with the Luka one more time. Also, his R plus A at 20.5 is crispy. 20.5 RA for Luka is crispy. It's normally at 21.5. 20.5 is crispy. Either one of these two could be daily double considerable. Okay, look at this. 2x exactly. Bang. That is a YouTube daily double or his points. It's up to you that you will get your 2x. Or if you just wanted to take Kuminga's points or Kuminga's fantasy, let's see if they pay you a crispy 2x. They do. Bang. Either one of those. I'm doing the Lord's work. I'm giving you guys the daily doubles on YouTube free of charge. I love my YouTube audience. Give your boy a like and subscribe for doing God's work. Smash the like button like your mama taught you right. And the last thing that warrants your consideration is Luka first half fantasy at 34 is always in the mix. This is a wagon. It's a wagon. And I'm taking it. You can't talk me off of it. I don't care. I'm taking it. I'm putting it in the veins. If he sells, well, by God, he sells because I'm not getting off this train anytime soon. I got my welfare ticket. I'm putting it in the machine. I'm cashing it and he's cashing. And I'll see you at your local bank. Folks, with all that in mind, I bid you adieu. Thanks for tuning in. It's Saturday. You're on bonus time. You're on house money. Smash the like. Give your boy a subscribe. Maybe go to CaptainCrush.net and get in my Discord so I can see you in the live stream and we can jip and jive together. Good luck in all your contests. And my brothers and sisters in Christ, as always, here is the salute. And let's crush.